Hello guys and welcome to the League of Europe for what is the final of the Eurasian Sprint Cup. I am your commentator for this evening. I've been Mike, joined in the commentary booth by Alt Maverick. How are you doing, Alt?
I am doing pretty well.
Yeah, but it's been a fantastic sprint championship over the past couple of weeks. Something a little bit different tonight. We are going to be commentating over both Lobby 1 and Lobby 2 at the same time as we get started. One-shot qualifying as we have Spain and Montana in Lobby 1, the A final, as I'm just going to bring up the B final and see who's doing bits out there. But Montana currently the man leading here in Lobby 1. So, how have you found the Sprint Championship so far, the Sprint Cup?
I think it's pretty good. The racing's probably been a bit more aggressive. We're running the 25% races instead of the full 50s, so I think the less amount of time you have to recover from a mistake, and I think the mixture of having a lot of the D1 guys with some of the lower divisions as well made for some great racing, especially with the reverse grid we had for the second race.
Yeah, and that is going to be key. So Montana will take pole position ahead of Chapelele, I saw, in second. So NSX Montana, as Ben JS is actually disqualified. So we'll run you through the order right now. Montana on pole position, Chapelele in second, QVR Dakar in third, QVR Verstappen in fourth, Spag in fifth, Spain in sixth, Jelt in seventh, Daniel in eighth, Jono in ninth, Toxic in 10th, Alphatrix 11th, Larkin in 12th, Alphatrix on the medium tyres as well. So that's a good job from Alphatrix. Dylan 13th, Kieran 14th, Dorian in 15th, J Luke in 16th, Car Mentalist 17th, Packer 18th, Killer Blue 19th, and Ben JS going to be rounding out the grid. And we're still waiting for Lobby 2 to get underway, so we'll be keeping most of our focus on Lobby 1, but we will jump in and have a little look at Lobby 2 every now and then. So for those in Lobby 2, you do actually get a little bit of comms as we are going to get ready for this first race at France, and this can be a very interesting track, and it's produced some great races in the past. I'm expecting another great race here today. So who do you reckon is going to take the win here?
For me, probably I would say Alphatrix or Montana. They're up at the front already. I think if they can get through turn 1 and 2 cleanly, they should have a pretty easy race to bring it home. And Alphatrix is starting on the mediums. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, he qualified outside the top 10. Free choice of tyre compound for him.
Did he? Yeah, on the mediums.
Alright, so just so everyone knows the point system, it is the top 15 that get points, and for the second race at Abu Dhabi, the grid will be reversed, so they won't be qualifying in the next race. 25%, so easy, soft, medium around every single track. I don't think that's going to be an issue for anyone. 13 laps here at Paul Ricard. Montana is going to be the man starting at the front. He's going to have Chapelele alongside him. and the QVR duo of Dhaka and Verstappen right behind, going to be hunting them down as well. So who will be the Eurasian champion here at the end of these two races?
Let's say the points reset, didn't they, from the first 4 races, right?
Yeah, the points have been reset. This is the final. This is the top tier final. Then we got Lobby 2, which is the, I'm going to say B tier final. Hope no one takes offense to it, but
I think, yeah, someone had it as the least we tried final. So that's that would be.
Right. Well, I see the B tier final is getting into the lobby, well, into the qualifying, but we are getting ready for those 5 red lights here in the main final as we go. And the lights out and we are underway, and I had a bit of a light glitch here, but Chapelini gets a fantastic start there, pulling right alongside Montana, and they're going to be side by side into turn 1, and Montana able to keep the lead as Spine side by side with QVR Verstappen. Meanwhile, a bit further down the order, we got Pack again past Daniel and Alpha Trix. Alpha Trix all the way down in 18th. As I just seen Peter Dorenbell take a very adventurous line there in the background. So let's have a look at the biggest gainers here, as we're just going to get everything sorted. So biggest gainers is Ben JS from last place up into 11th. So he's had a fantastic start as the man in the Mercedes. We're back up towards the front. We got Jelt and Spag very close there, almost contact between them, but they keep it clean through the flat out right hander. There's a little bit more contact. Oh my god, and they've both gone into the wall. Both of them into the wall, and I think that's heavy wing damage for both of them.
Yeah, Spag's got damage. Right front end plate.
I think Jelt does as well.
Both in the pits, yeah. They got the same wing damage.
And so not a great start for them, but meanwhile Montana still has the lead. Chapelini still right on his rear wing, as we got QVR Dhaka just keeping it ahead of his QVR brethren in Verstappen in 4th. Spine also still there, so we got a bit of a top 5 starting to pull a gap there. Jono is just hanging off the back end of him, and then we got a bit of a gap there back to Larkin in 7th. And Ben JS, the LOE D3 champion, is up into 9th, and he is on the back of Daniel, and this could be a move for P8. Is the Mercedes gonna go for it? He's moved to the inside. He is pulling alongside, but he's unable to get it done, as Toxic and Alpha Trix having a bit of a battle behind them for P10. So it's all kicking off in this midfield.
Yeah, Ben got around Daniel going into, I believe that's turn 10.
Oh! Dylan's off! Dylan in the wall! He's lost it on the exit at the fast right-hander, and Dylan is into the wall. Heavy front wing damage, but he has managed to keep all 4 wheels on it. As we got a few of the guys into the pits, Montana, Verstappen and Jono into the pits, and just bringing the attention back to lobby 2 for 2 seconds. We have Maurice on pole, with Calvin in 2nd, Super Gamer 3rd, XL Ryan 4th, Raj in 5th, Don in 6th, and Jordan 7th, Smitsky 8th, Jav 9th, 10th for JMB, Ibo in 11th, Rocco 12th, as I'm going to try and get on board with a battle while I'm looking at this. We got Alpha Trix on the back of Daniel for 6th place. Green Pie's 13th after disqualifying himself, and I believe that's Matt 2 in 14th, and we'll see what happens there as Alpha Trix side by side with Daniel, and he has got the move done up into 6th place now for Alpha Trix. So any surprises from what you've seen so far?
I think it's I don't know, the first pit stops came around, so let's gonna wait and see if Shepelelli can get the overcut. He stays out on this lap. Not coming in just yet.
But Daka's in.
Daka's in.
I think Ben JS is ducking into the pits as well, so, and so's Daniel. So Alpha Trix has been let loose. So right now we do have a few gaps going on, but they'll surely close up once everyone has gone around and got themselves in a comfortable mood racing wise. Closest battle we have is this battle for, well, actually it's a battle for P6 with Montana all over the back of J. Luke. DRS wide open, and he's just going to cruise past.
Inside.
Fantastic stuff there from Montana to get that move done, as Toxic right behind as well, getting past Ben JS up into 11th. But he does pick up
penalty too.
Yeah. Picks up a time penalty, and how crucial is that going to be, as we got Shapalele now into the pits, and so is Spine. The Spine gets a 5-second speeding penalty. We're going to go on board with Alpha Trix now, who is closing in on Larkin. It's been a good start for Alpha Trix as well as Larkin. They've made it through the early laps and are now making some good progress, as Car Mentalist has retired. So Car Mentalist will be the man starting at the very back in the second race. Actually no, he'll be starting at the front, sorry. I've got reverse grids.
Montana pulled out about a 4-second lead coming out of the pit lane, so he got the early pit stop seemed to pay off.
Yep, and Montana now does have a bit of an advantage, but Alpha Trix now has a bit of fresh air, and he is on those medium tyres, so he's going to be very quick at the end of this race on a set of soft tyres. And the gap between Montana and Alpha Trix is 11.8 seconds. So we'll keep an eye on that, as we got Daka and Shapalele pretty close to each other on track as well. We'll go on board with QVR Daka to see if we can close up on Shapalele. I just had a glance at what's going on in Lobby 2. A little bit of argy-bargy going on there between Raj, Ryan and Super Gamer for a second. So interesting with what's going on here. We've got a few battles a few battles that are going to be brewing, but not many overtakes at this moment in the race. And to be honest, I think one mistake and you're going to be losing quite a few places in this particular lobby. As
definitely.
Spine closes up to Verstappen for 7th place, but isn't close enough to make a move. But is he going to get a good run to close up now into this flat out right-hander? No, he's not going to close up enough. And Alpha Trix has already broken DRS to Larkin as Packer picks up a 3-second time penalty. I'm not gonna lie, Ben JS is doing very well to keep with Toxic right now. Keeping in DRS, he's keeping Toxic honest right now. So that's good driving so far from Ben JS.
Yeah,
So it looks
really
like Kieran's
with
gone for a
right
spin.
now.
Yeah, Kieran looks like he's gone for a spin and he's all the way down into 19th. We're going to go back up towards this battle between Verstappen and Spine. Spine is definitely close enough now for DRS to really give him that advantage now. Verstappen trying to break the slipstream there. The Spine is going to close up, but not enough to make the move. But he does pick up a 3-second time
penalty.
So does Toxic.
Another one for Toxic. I saw earlier the first lap, I think Toxic picks up a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting.
That... I mean, if he's picked up a 10-second penalty, he's definitely cut quite a huge part of the track.
Yeah, he might have cut the 8-9 chicane, it seemed like.
Spine still following Verstappen, but not close enough to make a move. Meanwhile, we got this freeway battle for 10th place Toxic, who we know has multiple penalties. Ben JS and NSX Jelt. So it looks like Ben has got a fantastic run on Toxic there, but not enough to think about a move. But keeps it clean here, he might be able to get a good run onto the DRS straight. Keeps a tight line, but
so I think Jelt's a bit closer to Ben on the rundown.
yeah,
no
looks
one is
like
close enough for anything.
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? We got so many great drivers here in... Oh, Spine actually, side by side with Verstappen. As I was just about to say, it's going to be difficult for anyone to make an overtake, but Spine down the inside, fantastic move there from Spine on QVR Verstappen. As we got Killer Blue.
As I say, Spine ran Verstappen right to the outside. Kept it clean. I don't think they touched it all. That was very good. And Killer Blue's in the pits.
Yep, and this will be interesting to see where Killer Blue feeds out to. He is going to be on the faster compounder tyre, but he is going to have to overtake a few people. Meanwhile, the gap between Alpha Trix and Montana is 12.4 seconds. I think Alpha Trix is, once he makes his pit stop, is going to come out around where this battle is with QVR Verstappen and Spine.
It's about 21 seconds, so probably just behind them. Maybe just a bit of room in front of Giorno to where he doesn't have to worry about overtaking him.
Yeah, and the thing with Giorno and Toxic for that matter, that's where Larkin is going to be coming out, as Gelt had a little bit of a luck down the inside of Ben JS. Just going to turn my attention back to lobby 2. We got XL Ryan and Matt having a bit of a good side-by-side battle there. Raj currently leading in lobby 2, but
I think Alpha Trix, he might have missed the pit lane. He goes another lap. Larkin's in.
Larkin into the pits.
I don't know what happened to Alpha Trix. He launched off like he was going into the pit lane, but then he goes on for another lap.
And Gelt taking a very adventurous line there to get past Ben JS, and I think he has to drop that position. We did just catch that on stream, so Gelt, I believe, will need to drop that position to Ben JS, and Larkin comes out directly behind them, so Larkin's going to be absolutely flying compared to these guys ahead. And yeah, it looks like Alpha Trix has made a mistake, because that's only an 8.1 gap now. So he's lost 4 seconds to Montana behind. Yeah, and he's lost 4 seconds to Giorno as well, so Alpha Trix would have come out in a pretty comfortable P6. He's now going to be under pressure to come out in P6 now from Giorno, and he may actually end up in that battle with Toxic, Ben JS and Gelt. Oh, contact in with Toxic and Gelt has gone around as Alpha Trix is into the pit, and Gelt once again taking a very adventurous line to get back on the track, but he does rejoin safely. As we got Verstappen now closing in on Spine. This is for 4th place. And the difference between 4th and 5th place is 2 points. 11 points for 5th and 13 for 4th. So this battle is going to be one that's going on for a while, as we got Alpha Trix now all over the back of Giorno, and he is going to get past him here with DRS. So here we go, DRS wide open. As he just cruises past him. Meanwhile, up ahead, Verstappen and Spine swapping positions. Verstappen, we just caught the end of that move there, and he gets that move done, as does Alpha Trix. And this is going to be interesting now. We have 2 more laps plus the rest of this lap. Is Alpha Trix going to close in enough on these guys ahead to mount any sort of charge on them? 5.3 seconds is the gap. It is flying down though.
It would impress me if he could get up and get in front of Verstappen, at least get 4th position. I think Daka, Schiaparelli, and Montana, they're probably too far ahead for Alpha Trix to catch up to them with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, and we completely glossed over this, but Larkin has managed to clear Toxic and Gelt, as well as Ben JS, and Gelt actually comes into the pits and retires. And now Larkin up into 7th place. So Larkin making positions up and starting to get through the traffic.
Trix runs wide. Turn 5, turn 6, he's wide as well.
I'm going to go on board with Ben JS, who is at the back of this train, as Peter has picked up another 3-second time penalty. It's not going to do his chances any good. But look at that gap. Alpha Trix has already taken 2.5 seconds out of Spine and Verstappen just in a space of a lap.
He might just get him at the end. Towards the... probably just going into Sector 3, he might get around him, but he's going to have to make a bold move into at least one of the corners.
As Alpha Trix sets the fastest lap. Alpha Trix really is pushing for anything he can get now. He is very wide there. He's just over a second out, so no DRS to help him as Spine is gonna
he goes around the outside.
Verstappen with DRS, and here's the thing now, do Verstappen and Spine battle it out and risk losing the spot to Alpha Trix? Or do they hold position from this point on?
I think Verstappen's a bit too far back to make another move. You get 4th place back. I think Alpha Trix is too far back to make a move on Verstappen going into these corners that you don't normally overtake on.
I mean, it might be a bit of a late lunge into the final corner. We'll wait and see, but nope, they're all going to flow through single file and across the line. Alpha Trix will get 4th on penalties. Oh yeah, Spine had a 5-second time pen. Unbelievable. So Montana will pick up the inaugural race win, and we'll start at the back. Chaplady picks up 2nd. Daka, Alpha Trix, Verstappen, Larkin, Spine, Ben JS with 8th, and that's a good result for him. Then we got the Williams of Killer Blue and Jono rounding out the top 10. Spag in 11th, Daniel 12th, Toxic 13th, J Luke 14th, and Parker will be the final point position in 15th.
Oh, Kieran.
Right, so I'm going to turn my attention now to the Lobby 2, and there's a bit of a battle going on for 3rd place between Super Gamer and Raj. So it looks like Super Gamer is really struggling for traction out there, as Smitsky's just been overtaken by JMB. Montana wins the opening race here, so that's, I believe that's 25 points for Montana, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, 25 points for Montana. And we'll run you through the points now. So Montana with 25 points, 20 points for Chaplady. Daka will get 15 points, 13 points for Alpha Trix, QVR Verstappen with 11, 10 points for Larkin, 9 for Spine, 8 for Ben JS, 7 for Killer Blue, 6 for Jono. Spag will get 5 points, 4 for Daniel, 3 for Toxic, 2 for J Luke, and 1 point for Packer. No points for Peter, Kieran, Dylan, and Jelt and Car Mentalist DNF, but they will be starting at the front of the reverse grid for Abu Dhabi. So while they're setting that up, who impressed you the most out of the Lobby 1 competitors?
I mean, you were pointing out Ben J, and I think I have to agree with you on that one. He was holding his own there, and really impressed me with his finish.
I don't know if you got the lobby, the B final open, but it's looking like Matt is comfortably in the lead of that one. 2 laps to go.
Let's see, just open that.
Looks like the closest battle on track is the one with Aquaplaning and Rocco Reggie for 7th place, but Raj and Supergamer are also very close on track as well, so the battle for the podium not over there. So Raj really closing up the Supergamer. This is for 3rd place in lobby 2, as I just seen they both pick up a 3-second time penalty. We do have a bit of a delay with the stream for lobby 2, but that's to be expected. So on lap 12 of 13 in lobby 2, Matt currently leads ahead of Maurice Supergamer in 3rd, Raj in 4th, Frosty Calvin in 5th, XL Ryan in 6th, and that's a bit of a disappointment for XL Ryan. Rocco Reggae in 7th, who's just been overtaken actually side by side with Aquaplaning for 7th place. These two wheel to wheel in sector 1. And Aquaplaning will get ahead, but I think DRS will go to the McLaren, and yes it will, so Rocco may be able to get back through here. DRS wide open, he is going to get alongside him, and he's going to be down the inside for the hairpin, and he does get that move done. But can Aquaplaning get a better exit? No, he gets a bit of a snap there on the exit, and that's going to give Rocco a bit of breathing room, as we have now just gone into Abu Dhabi. So reverse grid here in lobby 1. And we'll see how everything shapes up here. Okay, so final lap for lobby 2 as we're waiting to get underway here in lobby 1, the A final, as we're keeping an eye on the B final, as we got Raj looking down the inside of Supergamer, and that is the move absolutely signed, sealed and delivered. So here we go on the formation lap for lobby 1, as Matt will take the win in the B final. Maurice will get 2nd, Raj 3rd, Supergamer 4th, XL Ryan will get 5th as Calvin gets 6th. Rocco Reggae will come to the line and will jump Calvin actually, and so does Aquaplaning. So Calvin dropping down a few spots there, and everyone here in lobby in the A final has started on the softs, apart from Alpha Tricks, who has started on the mediums.
It must be something different with this track than France. He's starting on the mediums again.
I think Alpha Tricks just enjoys being on the faster tyre at the end.
Yeah. He really put the hammer down and he really got to the front, but I just ran out of laps and ran out of time to make a move at the end. It was a 14 lap race. He probably would have got up into 4th around Verstappen.
Yep, as I'm just waiting for the final classifications for the B final to come through, if we could get to the stand-in, so I could just quickly run through that while Lobby 1 is just finishing off the formation lap. Okay, so Matt 1 with more recent 2nd, Raj in 3rd, Supergamer 4th, Ryan 5th, Rocco in 6th, Aquaplan in 7th, Frosty Calvin in 8th, Jordan in 9th, JMB 10th, Smitsky 11th, Don in 12th, 13th for Jav, Green Pies 14th, and I believe last was... just bringing that up as we getting ready to go, and Ibo was in 15th place, so that is the points right there for Lobby 2 as we are getting underway here for the second race in the A final. Who will be the Eurasian Sprint Cup champion here as we are underway, and a very good start there from Car Mentalist, looking down towards the back of the field now where we got Alpha Tricks side by side with Verstappen and Spine, and Alpha Tricks losing out. He is on the harder compounder tyre, so not the same kind of grip levels. Oh my god, contact!
Verstappen, they're both out.
Verstappen and Alpha Tricks out of this race. Oh wow. My god. As Jono gets a 5-second time penalty for cutting the corner and gaining position out of it.
It was one of the harder hits I've ever seen on this game.
Yeah, and we got a lot of action going on right now as we got these quicker drivers trying to get through. ASAP, Spag trying to get the move done on Daniel for 10th place, side by side, as we got a lot of side by side action up ahead. Parker and Kieran side by side into the chicane. Spag does get the move done on Daniel. No, Daniel's going to try and hang it around the outside, and they're still side by side.
Ben's off in the back.
Yeah, Daniel has dropped now behind Larkin, so Larkin's had a good start. Up into 11th, Killer Blue up into 9th. And the big story so far is the incident between Verstappen and Alpha Tricks. Not the way they would want to end this Eurasian Sprint Cup campaign off. As Sharpalili and Daka into the pits. And there's going to be mediums to the end for these two. Go on board with Parker as he is closing in on Kieran for 6th place. To the inside he will go. And he gets the move done. Meanwhile, Killer Blue gets a lovely little switchback on J Luke there, and he's going to try to get past Dylan, and Jelt are battling up ahead at the top end, and Dylan gets through. So I believe that's G. Luca, who just got a little bit sideways, and now he's dropped down behind Larkin. And Larkin down the inside of Spag. A little bit of contact made, but Larkin able to keep his car pointing in the right direction. Toxic has gone off, and he's going to duck out into the pits.
Montana's in as well. Giorno. Toxic Gelt. All in the pits.
Yeah, and Giorno is going to be held for 5 seconds for that 5-second time penalty where he overtook someone and gained a position whilst being off the track. So he's going to drop down to, I'm presuming, will be last place, as no, he's going to come out just ahead of QVR Dakars. We got Schiaparelli around.
Schiaparelli's off.
What
His
has
wing is
gone on?
completely gone.
Yes, that's going to be another pit stop there for Schiaparelli, who's driving the wrong way just to get himself disqualified.
Taking a short way back to the pits.
As we got Luke and Daniel side by side, a bit of contact made, and that's allowed Spine to get through. But Spine running a little bit wide there, and well, I mean, this race has just opened things up now, because Schiaparelli, Verstappen and Alphatrix, 3 of the guys who were in the top 5 in the previous race are out of it.
The leader's in the pits now. Not who led the first 3 laps in the pits. Lead to Peter.
Yeah, so Carmentless will come out ahead as we got Spag and Larkin side by side. Very close racing between these two, but enough racing respect given between them as QVR Dakar sets a new fastest lap. As Larkin's going to try it down the inside of Kieran for 3rd place. A little bit of contact, and that might just help Spag, who goes for a switchback there on Kieran to try and get 4th place. Is he going to be able to draw alongside him enough? And he is going to try around the outside into the chicane, but he does get that move done. So Spag now up into 4th, Larkin up into 3rd. And we're still awaiting the top 7 to make their pit stops. And I believe they're going to be in within the next lap or 2. Meanwhile, Dylan and Carmentless having a bit of a battle here, side by side, through the double right-hander into the very sharp right-hander. As we got everyone in, but Larkin's going to get held in the pits by his teammate. Larkin's going to be held up by Peter.
Yeah, just about.
And Dylan has managed to get past Carmentless, so Dylan's effectively into your net race lead. And right now, it's looking like Montana's going to take this.
Yeah, with most of the guys, Steffen, Alphatrix, and Schiaparelli, all guys in the top 5 there from the France race. I think as long as Montana finishes high enough, he should take this with ease.
Yeah, the only person I think who... The only person I think was close enough to him, still in this race, I think it might have been Larkin. Larkin and Spine, who are down in 13th and 14th right now. And I believe Killer Blue was also finished pretty well as well. So, yeah, this is Montana's to lose. As Daniel now into the pit, so everyone has now made their pit stop as the B final is on their formation lap, so we'll go back and forth and have a little peek at what's going on there once they actually get underway. But right now, Dylan's the man who leads ahead of Car Mentalist, and then we got Peter in third, Packer in fourth, under some serious pressure from Killer Blue and Montana, as well as Jelt. Then we got Toxic in 8th, ahead of Spag in 9th. J-Luke in 10th, under pressure from Kieran and Spine. And also Daniel going to be under pressure from Larkin as well. So back up to Kieran, who's going to try around the outside. He's going to be able to get the move done. Nobody's going to look for a switch back, but he isn't going to get it. Spine does get a better exit though. And Spine's going to be tucked up right underneath our gearbox. As Montana is getting past Killer Blue, but very close racing going on by between these three. Well, these five now.
Yeah.
Montana now up into 5th place, and he should very easily win this.
Yeah. Got the pace for it.
I meant the championship.
Oh yeah. Oh, the race and the championship.
Toxic picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's going to hinder him, as at half race distance, Montana, the points leader, is currently in 5th place, with his closest rivals all DNF'd out of this race. So
yeah, Daka finished 3rd in France, and he's all the way down in 16th, so he's not scoring any points. So if Montana can just keep it on the track, he should have this championship with ease.
As we got Kieran and J. Luke battling hard there for 10th place, and Spine, I think, is having a bit of trouble trying to get past him, as Jelt and Killer Blue side by side there, as we're going to jump on board with that. Little bit of front wing gone, and that is off Toxic. So Toxic with wing damage now. As we got Toxic and
inside.
Killer Blue side by side. Little bit of contact made there between them. But Toxic does get past, but he does have that penalty. Well, Spag has been able to close right up to these three. As Killer gets a little bit wide, Montana picks up a 3-second time penalty. But he does have a 3.5-second gap to Toxic, who also has a 3-second time penalty.
There's about 3 battles going on. The front, I would say 5, Dylan to Montana, and then Toxic to Spag.
And then also we got the J. Luke, Kieran, Larkin, Daniel, Spine, who has dropped behind both Daniel and Larkin there. So I don't know what's happened with Spine. Maybe a mistake somewhere?
doesn't appear to have any wing damage.
We've got so many battles going on right now, it's hard to keep up. Looks like Larkin side by side with Kieran. He is going to get the move done, so Larkin cutting his way through the traffic. Well, back up towards this battle for 7th place. Toxic still doing well to kind of hold it ahead. Killer Blue starting to get a bit of a gap now, probably due to the wing damage that Toxic does have. And then we got this 5-way battle for the race lead with Montana, Peter, Packer, Carl Mendelis and Dylan. As Kieran has actually dropped now behind both Daniel and Spine, so the quicker drivers have now started to make their way. As Montana swishes over to the inside, but not close on Peter, but a good run out of this corner, and he time penalty.
Oh, there he goes for the move up the inside.
Oh, he's outbroken.
Overshoots it a little bit.
Oh,
and he's around.
Yep, he's around. A contact made there with Montana and Peter, and around he will go.
He kept out of the wall. He doesn't have any wing damage. He's now in the battle with Spag and Toxic.
Yeah, and from what I saw, it looked like Montana went deep into the chicane, and bit of a bump between him and Peter as they met in the middle, and that just it sent Peter to cut the corner and Montana around into the wall.
Yep.
Pure racing incident, if you ask me. But it does throw Montana right into the thick of things now. Spark now, DRS wide open on Montana. Is he going to be able to get close enough to make a move? They're both closing in rapidly on Toxic. Montana and Spark down the inside of Toxic, and Toxic really couldn't do anything about that. And now Spark, second bite of DRS to go past around the outside of Montana, who defends very well there and keeps ahead of Spag for the time being. Meanwhile, towards the front, we still have this four-man train with Dylan, Carmentelis, Parker and Peter. Peter we know has penalties. I don't think I've seen one come up for the other three though.
Dylan's pulled out the part of this camp I believe he's had for a few laps here. That should help him as they go down the longer straight. Elementalist will still get DRS. I don't think he's close enough to think about it.
Nah, he's going to try and set himself up for the second straight. Mentalist with DRS wide open. Doesn't want to make a dive at this point. And you can kind of understand that with Carmentelis. Packer picks up a 3-second time penalty. Toxic picks up another. Oh, that's Killer Blue off into the grass, and
no wing damage, but Toxic Jelt get behind or get in front of him.
Yeah, and looks like a pretty massive mistake there from Killer Blue, as there was no one around him. He just went off into the grass. And now he's got Larkin directly behind him, who's going to go to the inside for turn 1. So Larkin down the inside, just cut the corner a bit, but enough room given to both. And Killer Blue stays ahead of Larkin, but Larkin's going to try down the inside once again, but thinks better of it. Meanwhile, Jelt is trying everything to get past Toxic here, as is Spag on Montana. But we're going board with Jelt. He is closer, and Toxic defending very aggressively to the inside, and they'll go side by side. Toxic outbreaks himself. The switchback there from Jelt, and that is a fantastic little switchback there. And with DRS, he should be able to just go ahead, but they're still side by side, so this move is not over yet. Bit of contact made, and Toxic pretty much running Jelt off the track there, as Larkin picks up a 3-second time penalty. This is unbelievable racing, as contact there, as Toxic has actually tagged the back of Jelt. Toxic making a fair few mistakes in this second race. So right now it looks like Carmentless is starting to struggle. Dylan has begun to gap him a bit, and Packer all over the back of Carmentless. Meanwhile, Montana, he's got that second gap now to Spag. Jelt has built a bit of a gap to Toxic, but Toxic's still going to have DRS to defend from Killer and Larkin, though he might be close enough to attack Jelt again. Yes, he is. And a very late move, as oh my god, that is a bit naughty from the pair of them.
Pushes him off, and now they go off. Both of them. Jelt got the worst of it. Toxic picks up another penalty.
Yep, and Spine now up into 10th, and Larkin going to get down the inside of Toxic there. So Killer Blue and Larkin, they must have been watching that, thinking, what is going on with these two?
So they really favor from that incident between Toxic and Jelt.
And Car Mentalist has now dropped out of that DRS of Dylan, so Dylan on the final lap has that 1 second lead. The good news for Car Mentalist, as long as he doesn't pick up a penalty. Oh! And Peter's gone! He's lost it, and Montana does manage to avoid him, thank God. And Spag gets through, so Peter now drops back into 6th place. But losing it there as Spine and Toxic side by side. Spine will get the better traction there out of the corner. And we will have a drag race down into the chicane, and Jelt's gonna, oh no, it's Jelt and Toxic again.
Oh, almost 3 wide. He pushes him off again.
There's probably going to be some strong words between these two after the race, but Toxic and Daniel side by side, and Daniel unable to get the move on Toxic there, but we'll go back up towards the front because Dylan is going to come across the line to pick up the 25 points here as car mentalist. Actually, they both get jumped by Packer.
Packer wins.
And Montana gets third. Larkin will get 6th, Killer 4th. Oh my god. I've just gone on board with
15, 15.
I think Toxic and Jelt might have collided with each other on the line. Toxic gets 15th place, so I mean, obviously Montana has won, and you know, massive congratulations to Montana. But you know, credit where it's due for Parker. I mean, he's won this race.
He stayed in the top 3, top 4 of the entire race, and got Dylan and Carmentos on point or on penalties. So that's how online works. You just gotta hope that the guy in front of you got penalties and stick with him if you can't get past him.
Yeah, absolutely. So Parker will pick up the second race win, and we'll have Dylan in second. Montana will pick up third and seal the Eurasian Sprint Cup Championship. Spag in 4th, car mentalist 5th, Larkin 6th, Daniel 7th, Killer Blue in 8th, 9th is J. Luke, Cuvier Daka gets into 10th, Jono in 11th, Spine 12th, 13th Jelt, Peter in 14th, Toxic in 15th, Ben JS in 16th, Kieran in 17th, then 18th, 19th and 20th. 3 massive DNFs there for Verstappen, Alphatrix and Shabalili. And that was something else, that race.
Yeah. Beginning kicked off with the incident between Shabalili and Verstappen, and then the sort of
it was Verstappen and it was Verstappen and Alphatrix.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. And then it was the battle between Toxic and, was it Jelt? Or was it J. Luke? It was one of the McLarens.
It was Jelt.
The entire second half of that race.
Yeah, there's going to be some strong words between those two, and some very strong words between those two, I think, after this race. But I'm going to turn my attention now completely to the B final, as they are on lap 10 of 14. XL Ryan is currently in the lead, but he's going to be under pressure from Matt in second place. Rocco Reggie is in third. Super Gamer, he's in 4th right now, and I believe he got 4th in the last race, so he's on for a pretty decent result here. Frosty Calvin in 5th, Maurice in 6th, Smitsky in 7th, Aquaplan in 8th, Jordan JT in 9th, 10th Swip JMB, Don in 11th, Raj in 12th, Ibo in 13th, and Green Pies and Jav are out of the race. So right now we're looking at a battle for the lead between Matt and Ryan, and this is going to be a very tasty scrap going on here. As what I'll do now, guys, I will end the stream for Lobby 1. So I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. Massive congratulations to Montana, and you know, massive thank you to you, Maverick, for joining me in the comms booth.
You are very welcome. I had fun.
Okay, so until next time, guys, I've been Mike, he's been Alt Maverick, and we'll catch you in lobby 2 if you jump on over immediately. So until next time, guys, have a good one.